What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to what is breaking news before the game that we have an agreement with Thiago Motta. It's in place. It's agreed that he will be the next coach. That's the breaking news before the game. I didn't speak about it because it was game day and it was kind of pointless. We needed to focus on that result. The timing of the news is also very strange. It came from Daniele Longo first, who is a good journalist, is okay journalist, but then Nico Shira piled on it. Romano piled on it, and I think that's basically the feeling right now that it's done, you know. And when you hear Allegri speak post game, it's not the same energy anymore. I think he knows that it's over for him. So that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. Before we get into it, like the video as always, subscribe, close to 5K, and let's go. So, like I said, the news comes from Daniele Longo, or like he said it. I think it was when Bologna was playing. It was during the Bologna game, actually. They were still midway the second half. And he said Motta has an agreement with Juve to become the coach, and that's about it. And then Romano retweeted all tweets and went on his podcast and said, we need to wait and see. And he basically said we need to respect the timings of it in terms of the season is still ongoing. It's not fair for this news kind of to be quote unquote confirmed, you know, while Bologna are fighting for Champions League, we are fighting for Champions League. You still need to respect that thing, and I get that. But I think at this moment in time, you just have the feeling it's done, you know, for Allegri, it's done. And the ending is extremely sad because the way, like, I don't think I ever said anything disrespectful, you know. I don't hate the guy, you know. I dislike what we have become, you know. And I think even what he has become, you know, a little bit, even yesterday, 16% possession, it's unacceptable. You cannot come out of the game and say you can never have 100%, or the other team also have the ball. I get it, but like 16%, that's us playing Sanitana. That's how it should be. Or I don't know, Real Madrid playing, I don't know, name it, Apoel Nicosia in the Champions League. Like like there are levels to this, and it's getting to a very all-time low. And you have even Locatelli post-game saying that, yeah, we need to be better because we have better players. Technically, we need to be better. We need to play more cohesive. Then you have Giaccherini coming out saying, you know, the squad is not, it needs work, but like there are good players in there who, like, they need to do better. We need, even Locatelli said, we need to be better at holding on to the ball. But like these things you train. It's not I'll put you guys out there and it works. So I do feel bad in some way because the ending is not what it should be. Like the way it ended the first stint, that was a perfect ending in terms of, I remember Allegri's presser when he left, and he was crying. He was crying in his farewell presser. Like he was crying, and he came out. Remember that quote? I never forget it. He said, "I've been a Juve fan ever since I grew up. So being here, doing this, winning this is amazing." And I was like, "Wow, perfect ending." We needed a change at the time because I think everybody was like, when we brought on Ronaldo and the Ajax game happened, everybody was like, okay, this is kind of it. Then everything that happened past with COVID, it all messed everything up, and it was a complete disaster. Bringing him back was also not the perfect idea, especially because you got Sari, won the league, sacked. Pirlo, sacked. And I'm like, it's too much changes. You're doing too much, and now you go back to the thing you thought or you said was not good enough. So it was never a good idea, in my opinion, back in the day. However, it happened. You brought it back, and it's been a disaster in terms of we regressed heavily. Like there's no improvements, and I get not winning, but we're not even close to winning. Like we don't even fake it, basically. Like we cannot even do that right now, and we look so poor out there. We look so soulless. We look so lacking of ideas. Like like when you have 16% possession against a mid-table team, which Fiorentina is this season, you cannot sit there and be like, yes, it's on the players, but you cannot sit there. Oh, but the squad is rubbish. It's not that rubbish, you know. It's not. It shouldn't be looking like that. It should be looking better, especially after 3 years, you know, because that's what the coach does. You know, you need to improve the players. And again, I don't know if Motta is the right answer. I still am a big fan of Italiano, who is my preferred choice still. But if the club can put out a real project in terms of, okay, this is what we're gonna do, this is the style we're trying to play, these are the players we need to play that style, this is a squad we need to build, then I can back that. You know, yes, we haven't won for what is it, 4 seasons or 3 seasons? You know, we won with Sadi, not with 4. So 4 seasons without a title, it's a long way, especially when you win 9 in a row. Like, it's a very long way. I don't expect us to win next season as well, depending on what's happening in the summer. But I don't really expect us. I expect us to be looking like a good team, going into a direction where you're like, okay, this team is going places. This team is going to win very soon. This team is going to compete. You know, that's what we want. Players improving. Nobody's really improving in this team. That's also an issue. Everybody thinks Locatelli is rubbish. Like, every player we have is rubbish, but they were not. Nobody thought they were rubbish before they joined. You're like, yes, you can have 1 or 2 players you sign and it doesn't work out. But every player we sign, it doesn't work out. Then there is an issue, you know. And when you hear players talk, there is a confidence issue in the squad. Locatelli talking about we were close to Inter, then collapse, and we kind of like then we lost and it all collapsed. Like, the mentality issue is also in that squad, you know. And I think these players, or like the players we're gonna say were deemed good enough, also need a new voice, because I think they're weared out. They do not like what they're hearing, and you can see that body language, you know. In that second half, it's more of a grind. It's more, like I said, a 9 to 5, you know, when you do your normal job and you're like, I need to wake up, you know. That's how it feels at times. That's how they look out there. It's like, we need to go out there, let's get it over with. And you're not going to improve as a team like that. You're not going to win consistently like that. It's just never going to happen. So in that regard, yes, a change is needed. And not only the coach, players, I get it. But the ending, it is sad. You know, the ending is sad, because for me, he remains a club legend, you know. Nobody's going to take that away. I know that recent memory will stick, you know. But I will never not forget what he has done for the club. Nor should anyone really forget what he has done with the club, for the club. But it's done, you know. The time is up, basically. Like I said, Motta can come on and be a complete disaster. I don't know. Like, nobody knows right now. We don't know. But what I do know, and I think everybody really knows deep down inside, even if we need players change, I get it, and I 100% agree. We need changes in the squad. There needs to be a new voice. There needs to be a new idea, because what we've been seeing is extremely poor. It's extremely poor, and we are winning a lot of games, quote unquote, this season, because we have enough quality to win the games over the teams we're facing. But you should be winning in a more comfortable way. It should be looking more at ease, you know, and it doesn't look at ease. It looks forced. It looks hard work. It looks, let's grind it out every single time, and that cannot be the case, you know. It cannot be the case. But the breaking news is that Motta has agreed terms, but it's just timing-wise. Maybe if both teams mathematically finish in top 4, all the news will be spilled out. Who knows? But that's the breaking news, that Motta has agreed terms. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe, and I will see you guys later tonight. Ciao.